What's up, guys? Welcome to 2K Drones live stream. We're back with another one, and on tonight we have a couple of special guests, including the man, the legend. Tonight on CBS All Action, we have got the man, the legend, Detective Redundancy himself, Kovaction.
Peace, man. How you been, Keith? I try to get something, keep up with Henry, but I don't know if I can.
But first, on CBS,
check out my piece.
I can't carry on. Anyway, enough of that. Right.
I'm having a wardrobe malfunction.
Slight malfunction. And our regular news hound, the man that we get to do all the detective work, he is Detective Robotic.
All right, I think.
Hello.
What do you think, Henry? Should I keep it?
Pretty good.
I throw in my own.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, look. See? Okay, that's enough of that. All right, hold on.
It's like a slight hitch. I've got this soundboard kind of working, and got a few sounds in there. But I think I've been practicing that intro all day, and I completely bullsed it. So for me,
I hope the Chinese glue doesn't give me a rash from this thing.
Anyway, before we carry on, just want to say hello to everybody in the chat, including your good lady wife.
Hey, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
She likes the mustachio. She said, "I know."
Right. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about another drone incident. Unfortunately, it happened last week with a helicopter, so we're going to talk a bit about that. Henry has been a very, very busy boy.
Hang on.
He's found loads of more leaks and info on the DJI FPV drone. And then I got myself a new toy last week. So I want to talk a bit about that as well.
Throttle it back.
So, yes.
Kai says throttle it back.
Throttle what back? Oh, your audio is down a bit.
Audio.
Yeah.
Am I sounding... can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just
you're making Kai's ears bleed, apparently.
Am I really?
Maybe.
What's going on with my audio? Chuck, take over for a second. I shall check.
I will take over for a second. You shall check. Keith just got a new sexy microphone, so he's all excited. He got so excited he didn't even get it set up right yet. Maybe. We need the please stand by music, Keith. You don't have it. I think I'm going to change my background. Yeah, change my background.
There you go.
There we go. That's some good mood music there, right there. I like it.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Tonight on Smooth FM, we're playing all those dramatic hits for you and your special number one.
Tonight.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to share this image that we got this week, because if you check this out, last week in Chile, somebody decided to fly their Mavic Air 2, and it kind of went through the window screen. There is the said drone, and it kind of did that to a helicopter. The person that was in the helicopter was injured, not life-threatening, but it happened, and yeah, it's not good. This is the second one in as many weeks. We had the one in LA where a guy decided to fly his drone at night when there was an incident going on somewhere with police helicopters, and unsurprisingly hit the police helicopter. And now we've got another one just a couple of weeks later. It's not great. It's not great, is it?
Well, it's pretty bad. It's the kind of press we don't need as drone pilots. I'm speechless. The Mavic Air 2, we were just trying to look up the weight on it. I know the Mavic 2 Pro weighs in at about, it's 2 pounds. And the Zoom is pretty much 2 pounds. But what does the Air 2 weigh in? Because it went right through that windscreen like nothing.
I think the helicopter must have been doing some speed. I mean, it happened in Chile, but it hit the passenger. Luckily, not the pilot. But it's I mean, this is my new toy. This is the Mavic Air 2.
This is the culprit.
It doesn't weigh a lot. It doesn't weigh a lot, and it's tiny. And I mean, I love it.
Momentum is mass times velocity. So
yeah,
but,
if you can go fast.
I mean, that's just gone through like a bullet, and it's
yeah,
that's a point load on a windshield, basically. So yeah.
I mean, there isn't a huge amount of information on this, other than that this happened. I don't believe they've been able to trace the pilot. I think the pilot scarpered pretty quickly. I mean, the helicopter in question was a Bell UH-57B or 206B Jet Ranger 3. This is what the information is happening. It belonged to the Chilean Navy as well. So, yeah, double not good.
Double pound me in the you-know-what prison time, probably. But
yeah,
how... Okay, haven't flown. We talked about this before when I've been vacationing on Maui, and there are tourist helicopters all over the place, and you can hear them long before you can see them. There's really no excuse not to drop altitude to give them right of way.
In fairness, you shouldn't be flying anywhere near a helicopter sort of through rate. Although in fairness, helicopters are meant to fly at a certain level and not under that. So
that's right. They have a ceiling.
Where my father lives in the UK, he lives by the River Thames, and the River Thames is a helicopter route. Basically, they fly along the line of the river into London, but they are not allowed to fly lower than 100 meters on that route, and we're not allowed to fly our drones over that height. So we can fly our drones down by the river, we just can't go over that height. But I've seen helicopters coming down there, and I bring my drone down to 20 meters. I'm just
it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Just drop height. It's easy.
I mean, you can definitely hear a helicopter long before you see one. What?
I mean, we're forever getting. I mean, when I'm over there, my dad gets probably almost every other day. You see the copper choppers, what you call them, or the police chopper. There's a base nearby, and they fly out of there quite a lot. And you can see, let alone hear them. You can see them from a mile off because they're bright orange on the front. You can't miss them. I mean, I thank you, Aerosnappy. Says the helicopter has a top speed of 220 kilometers an hour. Well, that would cause the damage, but it was probably going some. But it's just another incident that we don't need right now. I mean, they've caught that guy in LA. They managed to because the drone was registered. They managed to track him down, or was it because it was the information on his SD card? One or the other. But I mean, this is just another reason why you need to register your drone, and why remote ID is coming in, because people are irresponsible with their drones. I mean, I've got a post here, and I'm going to share this because on one of the remaining groups that I'm on Facebook. We'll talk more about that in a minute.
Maybe that's a good.
Yeah, that's a good talking point.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to share my screen if I can do this. Hang on. There. Right. So have a look at this. Right. So this was on Facebook. Right. Now then, as you can see here, this guy is saying that app says 2 weather alerts, not good to fly, red, 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 red. What does that tell you? I mean, if you saw that, do you think it's a good idea to fly your drone?
I use that app.
Not.
No. What's this tit done?
I don't mean to laugh. I'm kind of like laughing at disgust. Yeah.
Now then, and I'm sorry, I don't care. If you have an issue with me showing this video, please head over to my channel to dislike this video, not on Chuck's channel. But this guy here said, why risk crashing and possibly injuring people? To which we got this abusive message coming back saying, how can I hurt anyone? Blah, blah, blah. Please explain to me in as much detail as you're capable of doing exactly how I could have hurt anyone. This is the problem.
Well, the question is, how does he know he wasn't going to hurt anybody? It's not. It's like we wear seatbelts. We wear seatbelts not because we plan to wreck the car. We wear seatbelts because accidents happen. So that's just your.
He's posted a snapshot of the app warning him not to fly his drone, and then a video of him flying his drone. Now he says in the post that his drone was damaged. I mean, you've posted this on a group, and then one guy's gone, "Why are you doing this?" And he's abused this person. And this is wrong. This is why we need to register our drones, and it's endangering our hobby.
Man,
I know. Well, remember, Keith, I was telling you how I've been trying to get permission to fly in a New York State park. So I've been going through all the channels. I spoke with the ranger station. So the park police were on the phone with me, and I was explaining to them what I wanted to do and how I wanted to fly at the park for just to get some footage of the falls. And they were like, okay, well, you need to be part 107, and I am, and you need to fill out this paperwork. We'll send you the paperwork. Okay, I could do that. And then the trickiest thing is insurance. You have to have $2 million worth of insurance, which is, it's not really a problem. It's just a hurdle. Then with all that said, they were like, oh, and by the way, could you finish your flight before 10 a.m.? And I'm like, well, yeah, sure. And the whole reason for that is the same reason is to not be flying when the park is busy. Because let's face it, our drones aren't exactly the quietest things on the planet.
They're better than they used to be.
Oh yeah. Like when I was flying the Mavic 2 last weekend, it's great. You can barely hear it, but maybe I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
Did you say something? I can't quite hear you.
I was surprised how quiet the Air 2 is. Certainly compared to the original Air 1. By God, that thing
the air was really horrible. Yeah, but anyway, back to my point. If you go to the right channels, to the right people, then in many cases you can get permission to fly in some places you otherwise shouldn't be flying. And in that same point, if you do fly like in a New York State park and they catch you, you better have $5,000 handy to pay the ticket with, because they're taking your drone and they're giving you a nice ticket that's going to cost you $5,000 US. So,
well, I mean, I hope this guy gets his comeuppance. Personally, I'm sorry, but I do. I mean, but having said that, the FIA are coming down on people in the States,
as they should.
They'll see this. I mean,
it's just out of control.
I totally agree with Aero Snapper here. He said, I think we understand that the biggest threat to our community is not the regulators or the commercial interests, but the idiots that don't apply common sense. This guy posting two shots. Don't fly your drone. Video of a flying your drone.
It's unfortunate because it's just hurting the hobby. It's people like this.
See, you get one of these. And it's like, please explain to me how I could hurt anyone. Well, for instance, you yourself have said you're flying in 52-mile-an-hour gust winds. That a gust of wind can take your drone off. I've seen it happen.
Have you guys ever, Keith, you ever had your drone switch to ADI mode for just an unexpected reason? Just because
the original Mavic,
the Mavic Pro, right? Oh, your Mavic Air?
No, the Air did it to me. The original Air did it to me,
Mavic Pro did it to me.
I've had my 2 do it to me.
Well, when I was flying, I was about 100 feet up, and it dropped into ADI mode, and the winds were probably 15 miles per hour, which is nothing a Mavic Pro can't deal with. But when you go into ADI and you lose GPS, that thing starts moving 15 miles per hour in whatever direction the wind's blowing, and that's kind of an attention getter. So if this guy was flying that thing and he doesn't know if the drone's going to drop GPS or something, then what? Then it's going 50 miles an hour in whatever direction to whatever, and
I mean, he said it was broken too. Like, what? That's
it's just a bad situation.
Lone Star. I'd say hi to Lone Star, by the way. He's just commented. I flew in a snowstorm FPV over a private property. Couple of things. One, the FPV is actually technically much more powerful drone and probably could cope a bit better. And two, you're on private property, whereas this is quite clearly not. This is in the middle of a city.
Well, private property and in Class G airspace, there should be no issue doing that.
Fine.
That's
I'm talking specifically about morons who are posting pictures saying don't fly your drone, and then oh, look, I'm flying my drone. Aren't I clever? That's what I'm talking about. I think there is a difference. I'm not. I don't wish to sound like drone police, but I also want to protect the hobby that I love, and I'm fed up of people posting stupid, inane stuff on Facebook that you wouldn't. I use this analogy all the time, but it's absolutely true. You wouldn't post a video of you robbing a bank on Facebook. So why do you post a video of you breaking drone rules on Facebook? It's the same thing.
It's just dumb.
Oh,
it's those sort of people that post incriminating things on Facebook. I mean,
yeah.
Although
the same.
Say hi to Drone Phoenix. Well, today I was driving my car on a hilltop, going down all of a sudden out of nowhere behind a building. A plane just appeared really close at my level. I was shocked. Really? Was it like a light aircraft?
How high were you driving? I'm sorry, Drone Phoenix. I couldn't resist, man.
In answer to Aerosnapper, I did. Ash is in that group as well. Unfortunately, it's not his group, but I did flag it to the admin. Hopefully, that admin is a bit more responsible than other admins. Anyway, same thing that Philly Drone got.
Yeah. Well, this past remember this past weekend. It's part of my my vlog. Actually, I was at a winery on Seneca Lake, and we were in there, and I asked the owner, so I'd like to fly my drone outside around the lake, around the property. Well, am I out of time? What was that?
I don't know what that buzz was. No,
something I said. Oh, somebody's phone.
I think it was my notification.
I turned mine off. Anyway, so I asked the woman if I could fly my drone and get some shots, and she said typically she would tell me no. And I was like, really? And she's like, well, yeah, everybody has a drone now. And it's like, I was like, everybody has a drone now. So that struck me as like, wow, in her opinion, we're everywhere. Drone pilots are everywhere, and we're annoying. And then she came back with, well, there's nobody else around today. You guys are the only ones here. So yeah, I'll take exception if it sounds like you're going to be responsible and everything, have at it. So it's like everybody has a drone. So now, and you know how the laws of nature and everything work in human nature. It's like, if somebody does something nice to you, how many people do you tell? Just like your circle of friends. But if something bad happens to you, you tell the world. So it only takes one drone pilot, like
one or two,
and it becomes a big deal. And here we are. We're gonna have remote ID, and okay, is it terrible? No, remote ID, we'll live through it. But now we're gonna have to ask for permission before we fly. More than ever, there won't be those spots where you're out in the middle of nowhere and you can just your Class G airspace and there's blah 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 blah. You can just pop it up and fly. It's all good, just commonsensically good. Class G and all that. Now you're gonna have to make sure that everything is kosher. So it'll make it harder to plan. You'll have to plan more than we do now.
I mean, luckily they're not quite as bad here, but I'm just sensible where I fly. I don't fly over groups of people. I don't do it where I can annoy people, and luckily I've just ordered the master air screw props for the Mavic Air 2 because they're meant to be even quieter than the standard ones that for it.
Did you read the reviews on those?
Yes, the ones that I've seen are good.
Okay.
But, okay. I based upon the two reactions from you two, Please tell me why I shouldn't, because clearly I shouldn't.
Well, I mean, I have the Master Air Screw props for the Mavic 2s that I fly. And honestly, they're not that much quieter. And I don't know if it's worth the risk of flying a non-OEM prop, but they seem okay. But on the Air 2, though, there have been specific cases. I think Ken Dono was one who said that he had just like never. Did he fly those and say they was never again? There have been a couple of cases where
I think it was
they're not working. There were vibration issues.
Yeah, where it was unbalanced.
Yeah,
and it caused their drone to vibrate, like
it's flashing on the props and stuff. That it's just which is weird because the Master Air Screw stuff I have has been really, really good. The only weakness of the ones for the Mavic 2 is they're really super thin at the tips, so you have to treat them carefully when you pack the drone away. Other than that, they do work well.
I think I just saw some early reviews and I haven't seen anything since. And loads of people are. I think I saw that video, Aero Snapper. Russ at 51 did a video.
Yes, that's okay. Yep.
And I think that's the one why I ordered them, because usually they're quite. I mean, they're on back order, I think, with Amazon, so I can cancel them if I shall go and have a look. Lone Star says there are reports of them not being banned. So I hadn't seen this. So
this
thanks,
is not
guys.
The first time that Master Air Screws had a little bit of difficulty in an initial release, though. So you might be better off just kind of standing.
They are relatively new. I think that's possibly why they're on back order.
Some time. They reworked the Air. Remember the Mavic Air, the original stealth props. They reworked those.
Well, I only had the Mavic Air for a few weeks on the count of the thing decided to keep smacking into the ground.
Because you did return to home.
Yes, I did do a return to home and it smacked into the ground, which I was pretty damn sure it wasn't meant to do. And because DJI refused to acknowledge that it was a bug until they released the firmware, which was too late by then because I gave it in and swapped it for a Mavic Pro, which I actually don't regret because the Mavic Pro was a bloody good drone. It did have a tendency to come smacking into the ground. And it wasn't light either. But I did get
a lot of captured live connection.
Yeah.
Hello. Brother.
Hello. But Master Air Screwed.
I
hate to speak really badly of this company because firstly, they're based in California, which I think is really cool. And secondly, when I did have an issue with the original Mavic 2 props and I reached out to them on a weekend, they got back to me on a Sunday, and they immediately sent me out not one but like 2 sets of replacements. I got a hat. I mean, they were like really, really good about it as far as making me feel good as a customer and indemnifying it the whole above and beyond. I mean, as far as customer service goes, these guys are really, really good. If they have an issue, they'll figure it out. But we do always take a risk, though, using non-OEM anything. I mean, especially if it's under warranty. If you know how DJI's customer service is, if you even give them one way out. Well, I was using Master Air Screw. What? Oh yeah, have a nice day. You know.
I just want to. My buddy Gareth is in the chat. This will be completely lost on you two. But he does. And nice. I know which one you're talking about as well. Let's just say that Feltham is not the most pleasant of places. It's right next to the London Heathrow. Has a young offenders unit as well, which is quite infamous from where we are. That's a spot I flew last weekend. It's an old the public toilets in Feltham.
No, it may resemble that. It's probably about as clean as them. But
trust me, it's probably cleaner.
It's the Cascade Falls Mill.
Anyway, we're going to stop being negative, and we're going to go on to some positive, which I'm just almost bursting at the bits with excitement over this thing. But our resident Henry here, our detective, our newsman, has been at it again, and he's found lots of stuff. So we're going to get into this, but first, just because it's the news with Henry Robotic.
All right, so I guess a lot happened this week. First of all, with leaks for the FPV drone. We saw a lot of leaks of the battery, believe it or not. More images than any other thing, just of the battery. It's an interesting design to see because there's not only a button, but there seems to be some sort of connector that you actually have to snap in. If you'll click on the images,
there you go.
There's like almost what looks like a 9-volt connector at the top. You can see there. But there's also a button with 3 lights. So maybe you just have to pop it in the drone, connect it, and then press the button. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see. And also if you concentrate where the actual lights are on the bottom left corner, I believe that part of the battery is actually going to touch the ground. It's going to basically go into the bottom of the drone, and the corner of the battery is going to touch the ground. So that's interesting design.
Oh yeah, the feeder in the battery. Check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen that before, so that's interesting to say the least. We can see the writing on the back, but I can't for the life of me read the QR codes on it. But it's really nothing we haven't seen yet because we saw the I forget what it is, but it's the patents for this. Yeah, we saw this in print form, higher detail, so on and so forth. But yeah, this seems to come from 2 different sources, both of which were trying to sell the battery on some third-party Chinese website. So that's interesting. There was actually a video somewhere of the guy just holding it. I don't know if you have that in Discord, but
I don't know. I don't think I saw. There's a video, isn't there? It's this.
Yep.
There we go.
So yeah, it's definitely an interesting design. The way everything just looks. First of all, it looks totally like futuristic. This is something I would totally expect of DJI FPV drone. But
do you think? I mean, the clip-on bit doesn't surprise me so much because you clip on most batteries into an FPV drone, right?
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah, but
it is it's definitely interesting. I to be honest, I hadn't noticed until you just pointed it out, the fact that the battery's gonna be on the bottom. So well done there. I didn't notice that.
It's gonna be weird. I don't understand what went through the engineers' minds when they were like, yeah, let's have the corner of the battery touch the floor.
That's how it fit. It's just how it fit.
Something did cross my mind that when we actually look, I mean, the DJI FPV combo is rumored to be about $1,500, right? Now we know that between $900 and $1,000 of that is the controller and the goggles. In fact, the goggles are going to cost more than the drone itself. So when we actually look at this drone is probably actually going to be cheaper than the Mavic Mini 2.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're going to have to cut corners or at least cost save in certain places. So this might be, the clipping on of the battery rather than having this full-on mechanism and using the battery to double as landing feet might be a cost-cutting exercise as much as anything else.
It's a wear item too. You replace the battery, you replace the landing feet.
Yeah, that too. And if you don't have the landing feet and you crash it, then you could have your battery explode because pinching the corner of batteries is never a good idea.
No, never a good idea. They look pretty well housed though, honestly. Yeah. See where, like that one shot Keith pulled up, you could see where they have the expansion area, so you can tell when the battery is failing and swelling.
Yeah, it looks.
The plastic around it looks pretty beefy.
I mean, it's DJI, but what do you expect from it?
You then gave us this other video, didn't you? You gave us. I don't think I can play the sound, but I think I can share the video.
I have two other videos actually. There's 2 videos. I've got one of the startup.
I was going to show that last because that's the coolest one. But you've got this one where it's blatantly obvious that
there's a dude flying it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's blatantly obvious.
And it looks pretty good. I mean, not much to say anymore, other than it looks like it flies well, but a lot of people, especially in the FPV community, have been like, "Oh, it's heavy," and like this is definitely not traditional FPV. And yeah, I don't think it's meant to be traditional FPV either. So
no, we've said it a million times. It's definitely it's a hybrid FPV.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna appeal to many people who already fly FPV. I think it's just
no, it's us.
Fresh,
well,
yeah.
it's somebody like me and Keith who've been flying just regular cinematic drones forever.
Yeah.
Well, not forever,
yeah.
but I mean, you know what I mean.
For a while.
Now we're gonna switch. They're gonna bring us in to the FPV side, and then I don't know if they expect us to stick with them though. I mean, it's kind of like the training wheels on a bike. You get used to it, and then we're like, wow, now I really want real FPV.
I mean, and then you shared this little beauty here.
I love the startup sound.
Oh man, it's such an interesting startup sound. And
but
can't hear it.
No, I can't share the sound, unfortunately. Although I might be able to. Hang on.
Well, there is one thing interesting about that video. And first of all, well, we can actually see, like, if you play it again, you can see the gimbal go up and down. So you can see it in fully fledged action there.
Yep.
If you take a look at it, it looks very exposed. I have a feeling that's going to be the most replaced part on the drone, even before the props and everything. This is just a full-on gimbal just sticking out of the front of it. Like, that's probably where everyone's going to crash.
And that's always the most, in my experience, that's always the most expensive thing to replace.
Exactly.
I mean, I haven't replaced them from a crash, but I've changed cameras on the Mavic 2s. And
I mean, they have this whole... Yeah, you're right. I mean, they have this whole extended housing and everything. And what do they decide to do with the camera? They decide to poke it out the front. Like, there's a whole housing for it. You could have just pushed it back a little bit. But
do we have a side view of that? Do we have a side view? Is the camera, does it look like it's exposed? But is it, I mean, does the housing, the chin, let's say the chin and the forehead of that thing, it does look like an alien.
It is slightly more exposed, but here we go. You should hear the sound now. Here we go.
Don't think we hear the sound, but that's okay. Oh, there we go.
There it is. It's such a cool sound.
It's an interesting sound.
Yeah, it has an alien feel to it.
I have a feeling it's going to be a whole experience to it. Like, yeah.
It's a departure from what DJI's been doing.
Yeah. I think this is... Sorry, continue.
I was going to say, I mean, because I know Lone Star's here and he's saying it doesn't appeal to him. And I get that. I completely get that. If you are...
It's understandable.
It's
totally understandable.
I get that... Go on.
He's the real deal. Kai's the real deal. So we get that guy, man. We get it.
I mean, I am going to get this because one, I want to review it from a channel. Two, I'm just nuts. I've saved some money. I've saved some money for this, but I want to capture. Okay, so I mean, I think I've said before on this live stream, I've got dyspraxia, so my hand-eye coordination is not the greatest thing in the world. It's taken me quite a long time to master a drone, and I have to really concentrate when I'm flying it, and don't flap. And I've never, you know, touch wood, never had any kind of serious accident with it. But FPV, I'd love to do it, but I just don't know if I would be able to do it. Whereas I think this, I might be able to, and I might be able to capture some of that footage that I've been seeing recently with drone channels like Drone Supremacy. Who, I mean, that guy is an amazing pilot. And I would like to get some of that, and I think this might enable us to do it. Now, it might turn out that it's a load of crap, and in that case, I'll sell it. But it's DJI. It's going to be all right.
Aerosniffer makes a good point that there are rumors that there will be obstacle avoidance.
I have something to say about all of that stuff. I have a feeling there's going to be a ton of modes, like Mavic mode or something along that line, or like acro, whatever. But I have a feeling there's going to be a load of transition levels where you can go from beginner to fully manual. But about the fully manual, I don't really know that they will have fully manual. I mean, you heard Ash from Droning On rant about how he totally wants it to have like fully manual everything, but I'm not sure that's what this drone is going to do. Now, I'm pretty sure in the other video where the guy, the leaked vlog, that guy said he was going to flip over, or would have accidentally flipped over, almost accidentally flipped over, whatever. But for sure, in all these videos, they portrayed the FPV drone as having multiple modes: beginner modes, full beginner modes, fully just manual mode, and pretty much everything in between. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. About the obstacle avoidance, no drone is going to stop if you're going into a wall at 60 miles an hour. Like nothing is going to stop you from doing that. If you're in probably any FPV mode where it's actual FPV and not flying like a Mavic, then I'm pretty sure the obstacle avoidance is going to be disabled, because even on the Mavics, the faster you go, if you go into tripod mode, you have all the sensors. If you go into performance mode, then you have most of the sensors. And if you go into sport mode, you have none of the sensors. So I have a feeling it's going to be the same way with the FPV drone. It's not going to stop you from crashing into a wall if you're going too fast. And when you go fast, that's like the whole point of the drone. So I don't think like, and when you're going fast into a wall is probably when you're going to break the camera, in my opinion. So I have a feeling this is still going to be a lot of people who are breaking their gimbals, breaking their cameras. And like you said, that's probably the most expensive thing on the drone, because it's an FPV camera. Yeah, it's an FPV camera. Yep. I mean, I'm guessing it probably has great specs, like at least 1080p. Like I'm just gonna.
It's rumored 4K 60.
I'm thinking 4K is just too much guaranteed with DJI.
It's rumored 4K 60 that that it's coming with.
It's gonna be.
I read another rumor somewhere that they're releasing a new air unit that's built into this drone that is also 4K 60. I think. But I don't know. I take that with a pinch of salt.
4K 60 FPV.
I mean, there's enough the YouTubers that have reviewed the V2 goggles. I mean, we said the other week that Joshua, what's his face, was holding back, but it was like he was hinting at it, and he might as well have just come out with it, going, "Oh, this might relate to a product I can't talk about that everybody knows about," kind of thing. And lots of other YouTubers have done that. Mr. Robotic here, you found that guy that just bloody posted it. The moron.
Easy, Keith, easy, brother. We thank him for his post. Not we thank.
Well, I mean, I think having it flying around the back of him was not particularly clever, and I mean, DJI, I think, have the right to say. And posting footage from the drone as well. I mean,
well, his days of previewing products are over with DJI, but that's, probably.
Needless to say, I mean, he even had it in the thumbnail. Like he was sitting there like this with it in the thumbnail, and it was barely pixelated. And it's just like, well, at that point, you're asking for it. So,
yep.
In any case. Continue,
I think that it's going to be interesting if it does have an acro mode. I'm wondering if the new controller has the ability, if they're going to release a sim for it, as in, a sim that you can install on your computer so that you can practice that kind of stuff. Because there are FPV sims out there that you can link your controller.
I believe there is.
And you can do that. I mean, DJI have got their own sim out for video and stuff. So I wouldn't entirely put it past them to do that. It's going to be, but you'd have to link the goggles in, and maybe that was the auxiliary cable that Joshua was talking about in his review of the V2 goggles. I half suspect that they're going to do that. so that you can practice without crashing your really expensive new DJI FPV drone. And I completely agree with you that no drone is going to stop when doing 60 to 70 miles an hour, which this drone is rumored to do. In I mean, even with the Mavic Air in sports mode, which does 45, it takes a good 5 to 6 meters for that thing to slow. Now, doing double that thing's gonna, I mean, it's just not gonna slow down in time.
It was funnier too, because in the vlog, the guy almost chopped his head off because he was flying behind himself and he tried to stop and it just drifted right over his head. That's one of the shots where you can see it go right behind him, and he sits there and takes the goggles off and looks all surprised. But I mean, if you can actually see in the video, it takes the drone a good 20 feet to stop. Like, that's not gonna stop if you like are about to crash into a wall or something. Like, you're probably gonna have to take some sort of evasive maneuver. Even if you go full throttle backwards, it's gonna drift like any Mavic or so on and so forth, but just faster and further.
Drone in nature brings up an interesting point.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was going to say this. Yeah,
this is valid. I mean, no offense to the FPV guys, but they're kind of like the equivalent of snowboarders compared to skiers, maybe.
I mean, in fairness to FPV guys, you very rarely hear of incidents with FPV flyers, do you?
Yeah,
I mean, you don't.
That's true.
You don't.
But they're usually low and fast.
Well, that's because they're not the greater public. Like, the amount of people who fly FPV is like nothing compared to the people who fly camera drones, because you can go to the store and buy a camera drone. So your everyday idiot's going to go to the store and go, hey, look, this drone is faster, and they're going to buy it, and all of a sudden you have the people who were flying their Mavic into helicopters have a super fast drone that, like I said, is not going to stop if you crash it into something. And the problem with a heavier, faster drone is there's more potential for damage. So
I suppose
Oh, sorry, Keith.
I suppose with FPV, the way it has been up until now, you've had to have been motivated to get into it. So you're less likely, as you've pointed out, you're not going to get the idiots that you get with, like, the normal camera drones who can just go and buy it out of Best Buy or something like that.
But now you can. Now you can.
Well, now here's the thing, right? I agree with drone in nature, but I also know that DJI are not stupid. They are number one, a business maker. But what they're not going to do is make a product that's going to kill their industry. Then they're not that dumb. Yeah, okay. They made the Mini, which is skirted around some rules, and arguably, it's made it more easily accessible for the idiots. But at the end of the day, that drone doesn't weigh anything, and it isn't going to do that much damage.
I mean, that's the whole point of the rule.
They're not. Until we get this drone in our hands, I'm going to reserve some judgment. I completely get what everybody's saying, and you're right. I'm still excited about it because it's a new product from DJI, and I just think it's cool at the moment. But you guys are not wrong. You guys are not wrong. I get your concerns. I understand where Lone Star's coming from as an FPV pilot that's had to invest time, and it takes effort to build FPV drones. And as I said, I just don't think I have the time or the patience to do it. But I respect the people that do. I get it completely. So that's possibly why you, until now, haven't seen many FPV incidents, because it takes a lot of work, a lot of hard work and time to get going.
Got to build them and all that good stuff.
I mean, not to mention, this is a drone where if you put it in the wrong mode, could just fall out of the sky. Like we were talking about the guy earlier. Oh, what if the drone fell out of the sky? What if this happened? Well, I mean, with the FPV drone and an inexperienced pilot in probably either bad weather or something, it's bound to happen. The drone is bound to just fall out of the sky and hit somebody on the head or hit a car or a building or something, because that's how FPV works. And if you put that in a bunch of inexperienced pilots' hands, then you're going to have incidents where the drone just fell out of the sky because they accidentally floored the throttle or something. So
I am intrigued to know how they're going to handle this.
yeah,
because
they're going to have some safeguards. There's
yeah.
Won't be much longer. You'll have it soon.
Well, I mean, Henry, you were saying March possibly, weren't you? Because I thought it was going to be February, but
well, actually, so DJI has done this interesting thing in China. I can actually send you the link. I'll put it in the chat. But DJI has done this interesting thing where they have a vlog contest only in China, and I've had to translate the page and everything. But their top prize is, and I quote, mysterious new DJI product.
Gee, I wonder what that is.
Yeah, I wonder. So, and it's prized above the Mavic Mini 2 and the Osmo Pocket and everything. And it's like, unless we're seeing the Mavic 3 or Phantom 5 here, pretty sure that's the FPV drone. So, and that contest ends on March the 10th. So by then we will have seen the FPV drone, I think. I'll send the site to you.
It's Chinese New Year now or in the next couple of days, because I always
in February.
Well, I always know it because unlike where you guys live, they celebrate it here, and they let off firecrackers at the break of dawn, and it always sounds like World War III has broken out up outside my window, and they all go off at once, and it's really, really loud. And they do that every year here, so I know which day it is. Believe me, because I'll get rudely awakened up. And my wife never warns me, because she likes to laugh at me when I sort of duck and cover. And even for the last 4 years, every time I completely forget, and it just happens. But I know that they delayed this till after Chinese New Year, and I think that was a combination of the issues with the US and this. And there is also I don't know how well publicized it is in the States, but there is huge issues at the moment with shipping anything out of China. That there was a massive shortage of containers in China. And that compared with Europe and the UK, especially the UK and its Brexit, we're not going to go into the political side of things, has caused even bigger problems. So just no one's getting anything from China into the UK at the moment. So it's certainly interesting.
Interesting.
But I'm going to get it because I want to review it for my channel. As I said, I want to play.
It's a fun drone. It's something new and something interesting. And I mean, anything new from DJI is interesting, but especially a new line of drones, especially a new type of drones. I mean, this is DJI breaking into the market again. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I'm gonna let Keith be the guinea pig.
You be the yes, I know you are. Talking of being the guinea pig, so I finally got some funds into my account, and I've been meaning to do it for ages because I've been suffering. My poor old Mavic 2 had a couple of accidents. One, to this day, we still don't know what it hit, but I still think it hit a bird. But reviewing the video, couldn't see, but it hit and fell 80 feet out the air. And supposedly, I mean, they fixed it, but the gimbal has ever since then had issues. So I finally ordered myself the Mavic Air 2, which I've already shown, and I ordered the combo with this beauty, my precious. I love this thing.
The smart controller is
it is unbelievable because
it is so easy to use that thing.
In a country like this, where it's constantly hot, you go out and fly in the sun. About after 10 minutes, you have to land. Not because of the drone being hot, not because of the controller. It's because of the phone. The screen dims. My iPhone gets so red hot that the screen dims and you can't see anything. I have had that problem so many times here. And I remember going to Singapore, and I was flying over the Marina Bay, and suddenly my iPhone just completely dipped. I could see where the drone was, but it was really, really panic worrying. And I've had it a couple of times. There's a place where I'm going to be making a video soon on all of this, where I go and fly in the same thing. I flew with this today. 35 minutes I flew. I went through a battery and a half. Did not dim once. And I was in 33-degree weather with the sun shining down on me, and it did not dim once. I love it. I love it.
You're still waiting for the you're waiting for the lanyard, aren't you? The
I am.
bracket?
Yes. I've ordered the lanyard, the bracket, same as Chuck. Chuck's got the bracket
That'll help.
That's
the only thing. The only thing that's kind of annoying about the smart controller is it's heft. It's heavy. But other than that,
it is heavy.
It's a great device.
But it's amazing. I don't know why I've waited. So have you got one of these, Henry, or have you just got?
No, I just use my phone.
Fair enough.
Keith, I don't have two of those, by the way.
For what? Yeah, the only thing you don't have two of. You've got the Air 2, haven't you?
I don't have the Air 2.
Is it the Mini that you've got?
I've got a Mavic 2, and then I've got a Spark, and then I have a friend who has the Mini and the Air. So
you were talking a bit about the DJI Fly app, and that's what I wanted to talk about because
oh man, yeah,
I have had an interesting week with the DJI Fly app.
Oh man, it's been an interesting week for the Fly app.
Well, I can't. They still haven't put the radar on the smart controller, but I thought I saw you post some screenshots which has the radar in the middle. Has that appeared on the app, not on the smart controller? Because still on this, you don't have anything. You know, like on DJI Go 4, you've got the radar that tells you and it shows you in the middle of the screen. I'm sure I saw some screenshots somewhere before I got this where the DJI Flight, they'd incorporated that now into the Fly app because they haven't done on the smart controller.
Well,
yet.
There's a whole conundrum with that. But yes, for I believe the iOS users, it's a simple update where it does add the radar. But for some reason, DJI has taken upon themselves to not update the Android version of the Fly app.
It's not on Play Store anymore. It's
you
only
can
on the
only
DJI
get
site.
Exactly. You can only get it. You can only get the update on DJI's own website, and I have no idea how that's going to work with the smart controller because the smart controller is a DJI version of Android.
Yeah,
and they already had trouble getting it working with the Fly app. I don't know how they're going to get it to work with the new type of updates that are just like APK files.
I don't see why they can't.
They've
push
removed it from. Sorry, they've removed it from the place. They've removed it from the Play Store, so you can't just do.
That's
you
true.
You can't just download it, but it'll be the one from like September.
Yeah,
so
to
you'll
get
be
the fresh.
really behind.
Yeah, it's true. To get the fresh, you have to go. Sorry, Henry.
Why have they?
No, it's okay.
Go on.
Continue.
You do to the Android guys. I mean, I admit that I'm an iOS guy. I mean, I know a bit about Android, but why have they done that? Is there any kind of sense to this?
I don't know. It could be a Google thing for all I know. I mean, as far as not being Google certified, like the smart controller isn't really Google certified. I have Play Store on mine, but I had to side load it. Like I sent you the instructions on how to do it. And
yeah.
And then but I mean, it all works, but it's gonna be no big deal. Like originally when the smart controller came out, when they updated the firmware, it was bundled. Go 4 was bundled with the smart controller's firmware, and when you get the package, you got everything.
Yeah, I mean,
they have a way to do it.
When I switched this thing on, it did a massive over the air update, and I was expecting to get this version of the app, but you just don't get it. I mean, I'll see if it wants to do any updates, but so Henry, I don't understand. So there's a newer version of this.
Hello, Eagle Eye. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, so you got to go to DJI's website. If you go to their website, they will have the update for it, where the radar and everything. They've done like 4 updates since then, but if you go to their website, you can download the APK files for Android, and then you can update the app through the APK files using the APK files. So yeah,
I wonder if they'll show up on APK Pure and sites like that, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Keith, have a look over at APK Pure and see if they pop up there, because that's That's a good go-to site when you don't have a Google certified device.
But have they updated the app for the smart controller officially? Or
I have no idea.
I'll have to have a look into this.
That's something you have to ask Chuck.
I honestly haven't paid attention.
Well, you don't use the Fly app, but I mean
no. But I mean, if I use Go4, and Go4 just kind of it updates periodically.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I came across, the thing that I like about it is that you can do the active track and POV by just literally drawing on the screen.
Yeah.
It took me several seconds to figure that out because they didn't tell you. The really annoying thing is, one, I don't quite understand why they've created the Fly app.
Yeah, exactly. We've been talking about this for a while.
Why it's so different to DJI Go 4. It's like I spent half an hour. Now, call me thick, call me stupid. I don't know. Maybe I was having a bad day. But I was trying to find pano mode. Now, on DJI Go 4, you go under the pictures, and then you go down to the mode, and you select which one you want to take, be it 16:9, standard picture, or pano.
This has come up before, Keith.
Not find that for the love of God. I'm sitting there going, what am I doing wrong? I'm
not the first guy to say that.
And I'm Googling it going, can it even do panos? Have they removed pano mode as a thing to put on the higher class drones? I'm tearing my hair out. And then I suddenly noticed that if you scroll down, there's a picture mode, a video mode, and a pano mode. Not under pictures. What why?
Don't know. It's DJI.
We've been
why?
Like when I go drone flying, whenever I go drone flying, I do it with a friend, and he has the Fly app, and he let me try out the Mini, and whoa, is it a learning curve? Like, man, that's
it's just like, different. It's why I haven't flown Fly, so I mean, I don't. But I imagine it's like a whole new dashboard for you, so you have to figure everything out all over again.
It's also, in my opinion, a worse dashboard. I don't like it as much as the Go 4 app. Like, there's not as many custom functions. You don't get all the readouts that you really want. Like, it's kind of like Apple versus Android, where Android is like the Go 4 app, where you can literally go into the settings and change everything. You've had it for the longest time ever. And then there's like the new iPhone or something, where it's like they make all the choices for you, sort of thing.
It is. That's always been the old age thing of Apple versus Android, and it's one I never argue about, because there are people I completely get that there's people that like to tinker with their stuff and stuff.
Exactly.
And when I was younger, I was exactly the same. But after 20 years of being in IT and fixing stuff on a daily basis, I just want my stuff to work. So that's why I kind of remain on Apple. For the most part, it works. But as if Gareth's still in the chat, he will testify that when things do go wrong on Apple, it's a bloody nightmare. I'm
wondering if Lychee is Lychee compatible with the Air 2 as of yet. I haven't paid attention.
I don't know, but
to it.
I mean, once I got the thing up in the air, the one thing I have noticed with the Air 2, and this might be down to my camera again, is it just seems to be a cleaner picture. The when you're flying it, it looks clearer. Through the Fly app, it just looks clearer. And it's once it's in the air, and ignoring some of the quirks of the app, I love it. I genuinely love it. I love the fact that it doesn't weigh anything. It does pretty much, once I figured out how to get to all the functionality that I needed to, it does everything that the Mavic 2 does. I haven't tested it in anything which would resemble wind at the moment. So, because I do a lot of flying off, off coastlines and stuff around here, and sometimes it can be windy. And the Mavic 2 has been an absolute joy to fly, even in stormy weather. Around, because you get some really, where I go down by the beach, you get some spectacular waves down there against the rocks. And I've never had a problem with the Mavic 2. I'm not sure about this, because this weighs a hell of a lot less. But
Ash did a video about that. But
he did. But I have to say, it's cute. It's a lot smaller then video does it justice. When they put it up against the Mavic 2 and you see it on all these videos, it doesn't look that much smaller, but it is. I mean, it's dinky. It really is. I love it. It reminds me of the Spark, and I have a lot of affection for my old Spark because it was the first proper sort of serious or semi-serious DJI drone that I got. Yeah, the Fly app has been a mixed bag, should I say?
Yeah. It's I don't know.
I thought it would have been better by now. I really thought it'd be better by now.
I mean, as a person who's tried both, it's hell of an interesting thing. I mean, Robert Portelli just sent me a picture. It looks like the app actually does update itself. For him, I don't know if I can show you the image, but it looks like he's gotten an update for his Mavic Air 2. I don't know if that's just an update for the drone or for the actual app. Could be either, but yeah, it does look like DJI is going to try and make it as easy as possible to download the newest version.
I have to say the update experience, whilst it was long, because I had to update the smart controller, I had to update all 3 batteries, I had to update the drone.
Yeah,
it all went through without a hitch.
Yeah,
first time, no problem. It was fluid and smooth, and it was all done through the smart controller, not through my phone. All through the smart controller, and it worked perfectly. So I'll give DJI that they fixed that. I do miss having that radar, and I would quite like to have that back because it can be very useful.
That is really handy.
God knows why the hell that wasn't built in right from the beginning.
I mean, that's DJI for you.
Well, it debuted with the Mini, so the Mini was kind of an entry level drone, and it didn't have all the bells and whistles. Now the Fly app is meant to be used with a pretty serious aircraft like the Air 2.
Yeah, the Air is serious. 4K60, yeah, no, it's nothing to laugh at.
No, I'm jealous. I don't have 4K 60 on my Mavic 2, and
we're 4K 30 over here.
Keith knows I struggled last weekend with that. With my footage.
I am looking forward to doing some 4K 60. I have to admit.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I still can't really leave the area that I live in thanks to the Rona. But that looks to be changing soon, and it's my 5th wedding. I've been married 5 years. I can't get my brain around that. But it's my 5th wedding anniversary in March, and I'm planning a trip. I've got 2 locations depending on where we can travel to and depending on what provinces are still locked down and which are not, but I'm looking forward to it wherever we go because I've got lots of new equipment to play with, and it's I'm looking forward to making some videos and stuff. But
I'll look forward.
It's my first new drone in. It's my first new drone in 2 years, and I love it. I do. I think it's going to be useful. I'm going to keep the 2. At the moment, I'm keeping it as a Zoom, and thanks to my good buddy here who is helping a brother out in his hour of need. Yeah, thank you, mate. I'm going to try changing the camera, and hopefully that will fix the gimbal issues I had on the main one. Because go on.
No, I love even Freewell filters in there. A couple of VNDs, brother.
I do. I love the bigger drone. I do still love the bigger drone, but this is going to be useful, especially when I was doing that trip that the other week, where the video I've got on my channel where I did this tour around Mae Hon Son, which is a region in the north of Thailand. That would have been much more useful because it's just easier to chuck up with the smart control and everything. I don't have to faff with the phone. I could just grab the drone, grab the smart control, run out, landing pad down, drone down, bomb up in the air. Now that I've got the VND for it, it's even better.
What do you need a landing pad for?
Sorry?
Don't you have one of these?
No, because I've killed my hand twice. As I said, dyspraxic. I've got this weird thing, and
Okay.
I nearly sliced my finger off.
Well, I finally had to succumb to hand catching, and now I'm being a jerk about it. I'm sorry, being like a hand catching snob.
I
out in the woods. I mean, like, I'm flying at a stream, and it's all these rocks and stuff in the Adirondacks, and there's no place to land the thing. So it's like, okay. We're gonna
Just
take off
let-
and land from. Yeah.
Them bless
Grab
them,
it and
what-
flip
what-
it, and you're done.
Yeah. So whoop. We're good. Looks cool. too.
Lem is Lem, my wife. She hand catches it sometimes for me, so that's cool. Eagle Eye is asking a question: what Air 2 settings and filter would you use for a sunny, snowy day? Depending on how bright it is, possibly an ND64.
Really?
But yes, depending on how bright it is, depending on where you are in the world.
Oh, you can't adjust the aperture. Yeah, you can't. Okay.
Yeah. So, thanks to here, I've got on mine. I've got this Freewell because I'm just as good as Polar Pro. And trust me, even the case now. Yeah, I'm plugging them because the quality. The one thing that I used to really not like about Freewell was the cases were really crap, and you can.
They're not the gray plastic ones anymore. Now they're hinged.
Really,
they're really nice. Yep.
Yeah,
I know. I've used nothing but Freewell from the beginning, and I'm a customer for life with those guys.
Yeah, they are, and this is a VND. You can buy the pack, the two of them together. It's 49 quid, which I think is about $59, and that will cover you. No problem. Just bring the drone down, turn it a bit, and then away you go. So, depending on where you are in the world and what and how sunny it is, it can be really, really bright. So you might actually need an ND64, believe it or not. So I've got both. I'm covered.
Now here's a case where you need a really good VND. You got to really crank it up. Eagle Eye is going to get 8 to 10 inches of snow, dude. Where are you? You're getting like what we get here. What I'm used to in central New York.
It's a lot of snow. I mean,
it's a decent amount, Keith. Anymore. It won't stop us. It just slows us down a little bit.
It stopped me. Stopped me in my tracks.
I mean, it's a good opportunity to do donuts.
Oh dear, no, we wouldn't be. No, just no. Don't do snow anymore. Don't do snow. I've been living in the tropics for 4 years. I don't do snow. I don't do cold weather anymore.
Come on over. Come across the pond. We'll cool you down.
Yeah,
my body would just be going. What? Just no. But I have to admit, I love. You were completely right. I love the smart controller. It's going to change the way I fly drones. It's making life a lot more simple, and I can't wait to get creative with it again. I just need to get out of semi-lockdown.
Yeah, gotta get out. Well, it's really nice to be able to you'll have your Mavic 2 Zoom connected. You'll have the Mavic Air 2 connected, and you can toggle between them super quick.
That's really cool.
That is really nice. Like with my fleet of Mavic 2s, it makes it really easy.
I mean, anything to streamline the process of just setting up and getting the drone in the air is welcome by everyone, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Just before we head off, Henry, have you sorted your computer woes? Because I know that your lovely shiny laptop died.
Yeah, that was lovely. I'm pretty sure the power supply just died on it. Because like none of the lights that said, "Oh, this is plugged in," like it has a light for that, wouldn't light up. So I mean, I literally just woke up one morning after shutting it down the previous night, and it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to turn on. So I've just decided to build my own PC because that's been a whole nightmare. Now getting a decent graphics card is harder than I expected.
I have a 3080.
Oh man!
Yeah,
you hate me yet?
Do you know that made the international BBC News?
Oh yeah,
3080s.
Yeah, it's awesome. By the way, it is just awesome. Do you know how I got it though? The way I got it was my parents needed a new computer, so I bought a built computer with the 3080 in it.
Oh, of course you did.
And they don't care if that's the 980 Ti under the hood now. For them, they don't care. They're on like video game. Their video games are like stuff on Facebook. So it was a win-win. So nobody wanted to buy the cards that way in the boxes.
Yeah, because I mean, the system integrators are the only ones that have. Honestly, I thought about doing that. I thought about
buying a build,
buying a pre-built. Just ripping the graphics card and just selling the rest of it, and then
I don't know if it's worth it doing it that way. I mean, I gifted it to my parents. That made it
obviously
worthwhile
not.
for me.
I'm just trying to snag one when they're in stock.
Oh, good luck.
They are they're,
2.5
they're
months.
They're going for big bucks at the moment.
Oh man, it's like 4 times the MSRP. Like what the?
I know it's crazy over a graphics card, but
it's like $2,000 for 3080. That's like $900. Like what? How did?
Oh, it gets better, Henry. You don't know which one you're going to get when you order up a pre-built. Like mine came from Newegg, but it happened to come with the one that I wanted.
Which one did you get?
I got the Asus Tough. That's the one I wanted.
Oh man, that's.
It was like I open up. It's kind of like Christmas twice. Like I've got my 3080.
Well, which
one is it? I take the cover off and everything. Like.
I know Asus is one of the better ones. Yeah.
While you two wax lyrical about graphics cards, I just wanted to answer one question. Joining Nature about the smart controller. It's the whole reason I bought it, and it's amazing. Screen hasn't dimmed at all. I used it today. It was 33 degrees. It got quite warm, and the screen didn't dim. Bright out in bright sunlight, and I can see the screen. It really has changed the way I can fly drones. But anyway, I was going to say to you guys, graphics cards and PS5s, those are the things. And I'm going to be talking about both of them on another live stream that I do tomorrow, because I'm going to get a bit irate about the PS5 situation, because I'm not a happy bunny when it comes to that. But I won't complain about that on this stream. But me and my mates, we do a live stream called Monkey Nut Punch. It's all things geeky and gaming and video game, and we're going to be talking about this tomorrow, because this graphics card situation is it's mental. I mean, I think part of the thing was even Nvidia didn't expect the 3080 to be quite as good as it is. I mean,
I thought it'd be easier. I tried to get a 3090. I figured I don't need a 3090, but maybe they won't be as marked up. And they were every bit double MSRP. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Even for the MSRP, it's twice as much for incremental increase in performance.
But in some cases, they are 90% better than their predecessors. I mean, even Nvidia have admitted, going, we weren't expecting them to be quite as good as they are. It was like they are just insanely better than the previous models for almost, at the time, officially the same amount of money. Not, because
the MSRP, if you're looking at MSRP, like the 3070 is almost 2080 Ti level. For like quarter the price, you can get the same.
I know. Like, the 2080 Ti was as expensive as a 3080.
Yeah, basically. And then now it's like being
MSRP
destroyed by the cheaper cards. Like that doesn't happen.
It is meant.
Well, keep your eyes peeled. There were a couple of good forums and stuff. I came so close. Best Buy went live. I was ready for it. And I could refresh, and I couldn't get it fast enough. If you have to no, you got to get it online. So. Yeah,
I mean, I've heard one friend. I have one friend who actually has one. He just went to the Best Buy and bought one.
That was lucky.
That was just dumb luck. He just got dumbly lucky.
Just you cannot get these things for love nor money. I mean, and as I said, it's similar with the PS5 as well, which is really annoying me.
Sorry,
but yes, thanks for watching, buddy. But you just don't. Anyway, don't even get me started on that.
We could do a whole thing on tech now.
A whole show on
my I was rendering my vlog yesterday. My computer nearly had a meltdown. I think my fluid cooler is on its way out, so I just ordered a new one of those.
Ooh, yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah, no, she's running okay now. It's 38C, not bad. But
hang on, Chuck. You mean to say you don't have a redundant spare?
Actually, I do.
Of course, you bloody do.
but it's not the one I want to put in it. So since it didn't flat out fail, my buddy, God rest his soul, he passed earlier this month. He gave me 2 of them. Yeah, so they were both used. I really want a fresh, shiny new one because the pumps are
when it comes to water cooling.
What? It's a Corsair H100X, I think.
Yeah.
So
Corsairs.
So before we started talking about graphics cards, you're building a PC, are you, Henry? You're building your own PC.
I'm proud of them.
I mean, I got some things, and I got a new monitor and everything, but yeah, nothing else has come. Yeah, I'm still waiting to buy a graphics card.
My old boss has just taken delivery of a Dell 49-inch widescreen monitor. It is huge.
Awesome. Awesome. My Alienware 34 is good in here, but man,
I got a 27-inch, so
it's two of those. It's two of those basically, Henry. It's two of those next to each other. It's so big, it's ridiculous. But that took 3 months. You can't Dell hardware, anything from Dell at the moment.
Oh man, I had I feel bad, Henry. I canceled all my back orders. I had back orders for the 3080 through Dell. I had one through PC Nation or something, and when I finally got it, I was like, cancel.
Well, I mean,
2 months ago, we had no idea. You had no idea. I had no idea, and it might not make.
I'll find one.
Oh, I know you will. You'll just like I did. You'll find a way.
Find a way.
Well, I've still got some on back order as well for you, but I decided not to cancel those back orders because I thought I'll make some money here.
Well, you might still, but maybe you can help out. Maybe you can help out a brother. Henry could show.
Well, no, I will. I'll let you know if they do come in because.
And that was the tough. The tough was one of them. You were trying to get the tough for me.
I work for a company that funny enough buys boards and GPUs and all sorts of stuff. And we've got back doors into some of these companies. We can't get them for love nor money.
I know you had me. He had me all excited. Chuck, I've got inroads. I'm like,
we have.
Yeah, that was all like just total letdown.
We've got some 3070s. We managed to get a couple of those, but we needed those for an actual project. But the 3080, you just can't get it. Even industry, even when we're buying the damn things in bulk, you can't get them. They are in the UK, and as I indicated earlier, there are issues at the moment thanks to Brexit and Rona and everything else. It's all compacting at once, so that might be making things a bit more difficult there. But you can't get them here either, and I live next door to China, so
even the scalpers, like, oh man, it's just nuts. Especially on eBay and like even Amazon, the scalping is just rampant. Like almost to the point where like companies themselves, I know MSI, were like scalping their own graphics cards. It's just like, how bad is it? Like, oh man.
Anyway, I think we're going to. I think we've waxed lyrical for a while now.
We've beaten everything to a pulp.
Yeah.
Just before we go, Henry, I'll get you to plug your channel in a second. But Chuck, my buddy here, has been working incredibly hard this week on a video, and it's his first proper talkie vlog.
You're gonna play it up so much, everyone's gonna expect greatness, and it's
good. It's good.
It looks good.
It's good video, Chuck. Anyway, Chuck, plug your video, plug your channel.
Well, I am Kovaction Dronography, not Kovacation. It is Kovaction.
Okay.
And this is my first. I was doing a lot of scenic flying and stuff as we traveled, but this time it was give a vlog a go. So my wife was totally on board with it, and I hope it's a fun watch. I mean, it was a weekend's worth of running around and filming darn near everything we saw, but it was a real good time for us, and hopefully anybody who watches it'll get a kick out of it too. So check it out, and if you didn't subscribe, think about doing it, or do it, as I always say. Hit the like button.
I was previewing it last night, and there's a great bit where they've got dinosaurs, because I love dinosaurs. I'm a big kid. But he left the audio of the dinosaurs on, and my dog was sort of lying next to me, all cuddled up, and the dinosaurs come on. He was like, "What's that? What's that?" And he's looking around, and I'm just laughing because it's on the TV. He's going, "What?
Yeah,
what's that? What's that?" And he was really kind of like.
They're done with that tomorrow. It's been going on at this winery down in Seneca Lake since December. So tomorrow's the
pretty
last
cool.
night. One of Lori's coworkers is going to check it out tomorrow. So I'm just glad I could get some good footage of it and share it, because there are a lot of people that won't be able to go.
Well, it's going live in 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
9
minutes.
Yeah.
I've never done one of these before.
Head
So-
over. Stay on. If
Here.
you're watching via Chuck's channel, stay tuned. If you're watching via
Stay
my
tuned.
channel,
Check out some of my other stuff, maybe if you need some.
Yeah.
if you're watching via my channel, head over to Kovaction Dronography and check out this video, because it's
I'll wear the
it's a
mustache
really good
for the
video.
occasion again.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I mean, if we're going to do that, it's
It won't stay on.
tonight on CBS All Action. Chuck Kovac.
Wardrobe malfunction. Wait. Billy Kyle. I'm Billy Kyle. Billy, I love you, man. If you see this, I love you. Honest, I do. I'm just
Monobrow.
I could like,
Monobrow.
two of them though, and like cut this one, and I could convert it.
Anyway, Henry, thank you for appearing and giving us all the news on the FPV drone. It's been a blast. Plug your channel,
Thanks,
buddy.
Henry.
I'm well done on 1,600 subs, by the way, mate.
Yeah, thank you. So
Wow, congrats.
thanks. So my name is Henry Robotic. You can find my channel by searching up Henry Robotic. I do drone leaks, drone news, generally drone reviews, and basically anything that has to do with camera drones or cameras, like pretty much anything technology. I'll do PCs eventually.
AI.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah, exactly. I cover drone leaks, news, camera news, GoPro news, all that sort of stuff. Go check out my channel. Yeah.
He's our detective and news guy now too.
Yeah.
You're hired.
He is.
So.
Yeah.
In case you didn't figure that out already. Nice.
And thanks for that,
Nice.
Henry. You get an applause, Henry.
Thank you.
And as always,
only-
a shout out to the guy who made all this stuff happen for us. That's Ash at Droning On. So
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
he definitely
droning.
gets one of these.
Oh yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, so thanks, Ash. We know you're busy, got a lot of stuff going on, but
Yes,
thanks, man.
as-
It's like this is all because of you.
Oh yeah. None of this would have happened.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's,
I don't even
yeah.
I don't know what to say.
My channel is the K-Spot. I haven't put any videos out for a while because I've kind of been busy with stuff, but hopefully going to be getting back to putting some out. I appear on another live stream called Monkey Nut Punch, and that we do a weekly podcast tomorrow at the same time. So we'll be live tomorrow and talking about all things geek and gaming.
Henry, you might
and
like
it's
that one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you might,
I
Henry.
think I
Although
will, yeah.
Henry, just don't take monk because I swear a lot. But
See, well, yeah. You
actually,
guys are
I don't.
you're a little
I don't
spicier
as
on that.
much
You guys are spicier.
Gareth probably swears more than I do these days, but Gareth was the one that got me onto this soundboard thing, and I've been. And you might be interested in this, Henry. I had to program this. I got this app on the iPads, and I've had to literally learn what all the different MIDI things work just to get this thing to work. But it's worked quite well. I'm quite impressed with it so far. But thanks, Gareth, for putting me onto this. But also, not thanks for giving me a load of new work. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks for wearing my shirt, by the way. And I
Always,
have
mate.
and see,
Yes, thank you. And it's all over your video, which I love. So
it
cheers,
is.
dude.
It is. There's some
Thank you
serious
for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's
I owe
really
you.
toasty. I love it.
It's it looks lovely actually. I wish I needed one because I possibly would have ordered one for here because it looks a really nice hoodie. But yeah, if you want to head over to my K-Spot core and get a t-shirt,
There you go. Or the Kovaction
Link in
Actionware
description.
store.
or the Kovaction store.
Kovaction
Kovaction.
Cove Actionware. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, I've always mispronounced that.
It's not
Oh, you get-
Kovacation. The Canadian Drone Hub are a bunch of
man,
really good
yeah.
dudes. They always say
I'll-
Kovacation, but I
I'll
still love them.
I'll give you one of these for the Kovaction wear.
oh,
You know. I've got that one.
Ken. Thank you, Ken.
Lame applause. Anyway, guys, thank you once again for watching and being with us in the chat and taking part. We wouldn't. It makes it so much better when you guys are watching and commenting.
She's watching.
Having a sing. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Laurie. Yeah, thanks again, Henry, for joining us. Thanks again to my buddy Chuck for.
Oh, thank you, Keith. Thanks for putting this all together, man. You're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm learning every day with you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, it is time to end the thing.
Time to run over to see my premiere.
Yeah, and stay tuned and check out Chuck's video. It's going live in less than 4 minutes. But anyway, guys,
I gotta get over there.
we're heading off now. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next 2K drones. But for now, bye-bye. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.